Check, check, check. Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Yeah. Let's move the camera. Which way? That way? That's good enough. How's everybody doing? Katyusha Maro. Castlevania OST is so great. Yes. Yes, it is. It is so great. I am a big fan. If you guys don't mind, looks like there's not many people in yet, I'm going to mess with my camera framing a little bit. So you're going to see some tech support here live. Do I have more room to mess with this? Okay, good, I do, because I want to... There we go. There we go. I want it to be... more like that. Okay, there we go. Nope, not that. Live on air. I am messing with my camera settings. Alright, let's try maybe something like that. Do that. Because I don't think my camera's too close. I think my framing is just a bit off. That'll do. Alright. What's going on? What's up, everybody? Looks like Mike's coming through. Everything should be good. Happy Saturday. Figured we would take a look at what's going on in the news. Maybe find some kind of game OST to listen to while I'm at it. What's on? What do I want to listen to? Some kind of game OST. Maybe. Big fan of Dragon Ball music. Maybe we do. Yeah, maybe we'll do this. Let's do this. Too loud. Just want to barely be able to hear it. Just in case you guys don't want to listen to my Dragon Ball music. Alright, let's take a look at some news. Let's take a look at if we got anything going on. Oh, they announced a state of play. Cool. That's June 2nd. That's coming up. When is that? That's a week and a half. I'll probably live stream that. I think I'd probably live stream. I tend to live stream the state of plays. I think I've missed one or two in the past few years, just depending on how busy I am. But I tend to live stream the state of plays. CD Projekt Red reveals major cyberpunk mistake it won't make again. Really? That's interesting. CD Projekt Red recently opened up about a major mistake they made with Cyberpunk 2077 and previous Witcher games. I had to reset up my camera today for some reason. Can I, if I do this, will this work? Oh my gosh, the camera's massive. Okay, but I can fix this pretty quick, I think. Apologies, fellas. Let's get to work. Move that down here. Let's turn off the logos, man. That's not helping anybody. Put it like that. And can I swap back and forth now? Okay, good. I don't know why I had to set up my camera and stuff back up like that. That's a little bizarre. A little bizarro world. Kind of an impromptu stream. Alright, let's go to this so you guys can see what I'm reading. Cyberpunk 2077 is now regarded as one of the best games out there. However, that wasn't always the case. The title's launch was so bad that many platforms began issuing refunds. Yeah, I remember that. I also bought that game on release day. I did not refund it, but I didn't have any problems. My PC ran it fine, but I understand some people bought it on console and had a very poor time with it, so. But what's the mistake? What is it? Problem was that during the development... Hang on. Technical opened up about Cyberpunk. Major blunder they faced during development of Cyberpunk 2077. The problem was that during the development of these games, the team lacked the foresight to plan years ahead, and now has nothing left from that time. What does that mean? So about The Witcher remake had to reimagine this iconic title for a modern audience, found that no technical knowledge preserved from that time. Tasked with working on this remake was made up of CDPR devs who could fill these gaps with an injection of this lost tribal knowledge. So they're just not documenting? With the title beginning from a blank slate. Confluence to document development progress, but after 8,000 pages, the project kept getting bigger and the documentation kept losing value. I'm not really sure I understand what they're saying here. To a cloud instance of Confluence. So they're just not documenting everything, or are they documenting too much? Passing through each stage of development to reach the next, one of the main requirements is documentation. Through this process, the knowledge becomes... This isn't news, man. This is just... I guess anything is news these days, but this is just... They figured out they need better documentation in their projects. This is silly. I don't know why they thought that was going to be anything to cover. What else we got? Dead by Daylight, Jason Voorhees. I don't know why I thought he was already... I guess they had that competing Friday the 13th game, so now they're putting that down. I like this. Square Enix needs to modernize its IP, former exec says. Jacob What's up, my boy? Sam, what's up, man? Long time no stream. I know I haven't been streaming as much recently. I have been busy beyond measure. A lot of work, I'm very excited to stream the new 007 game, though. Like, I'm planning to stream the hell out of that when it comes out, so... Jacob Navik, former director of business at Square Enix, is discussing his belief that the company has failed to bring its popular IPs, such as Final Fantasy, to new generations by truly embracing the live service model. Wow. Because I was about to say, I'm like, what are you talking about? Final Fantasy VII remakes are out, and my understanding was that they were killing it. But he means live service model. Oh my gosh. It's like some kind of hell that I have to watch the gaming industry just die. You've been putting in, super proud of you, my man. Sam, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of work. Putting together that school course that I've been working on, that's been where a lot of my effort has been probably over the last month and a half. And I've also been working on scripts for 2 videos that I'm doing a Quake 3 video and a GoldenEye Rogue Agent video. Cheers! Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. I don't know what the little 1000 joules does. I'm not a streamer. Joules. I don't know what that translates to, but thank you so much no matter what, because that's very cool. I always love when I hear the little plings. What are joules? What do those do? That's so cool, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm working on the 007. It's not a 007. It is a Bond game, but the GoldenEye Rogue Agent. That one's proving to be really fun. I just finished that game a couple days ago. I thought about live streaming it today, actually, but I decided against it. And then I'm gonna have to review the new Bond game. It's been a lot. And then the Quake 3 video, which I'm taking very seriously. Could do a better job of meeting young people where they're at. I don't know either, lol. It was available. Well, I'll have to do some research into it. But now I have joules. For whatever that's worth, I have joules. He hypothesizes the fun that K-pop Demon Hunters X Final Fantasy collaboration could be. What is this shit, dude? 2 years ago, I said that one of Square Enix's biggest mistakes was to let MiHoYo make Genshin Impact instead of Square Enix. In my thread from last week, I pointed out that Square Enix has failed to bring its IP to a new generation that will eat away its future. Damn. Dude, Genshin Impact is going to fucking kill the video game industry. Games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail are going to end the game industry. Video games as an art form, that idea is going to die. And it's going to be because every major publisher with any money to spend on video games is going to only be willing to throw it at a Genshin Impact like. I've also seen the Starcaster streams too. I'm very yeah, I only do those twice a month though. That's not the hardest part. The thing that keeps me so busy is that I do basically full-time editing for another much larger YouTuber who pays me to do it. Keep the lights on. But yeah, there's the school course that I'm going to formally launch at the beginning of June. I have people in there now, and it's got a soft launch, so anybody could join now, but I'm going to start pushing it in June. It's the Creation Nexus, a hub for creative people working on projects to get together, have weekly calls. There's that. There's the music project I've been working hard on. That's kind of a side thing, though. That doesn't take up much of my time. Starcasters, live streaming. The second channel, where I just do like a little news update, similar to this, but in a different format. And then, of course, main channel videos. Bruner Tuner, happy Saturday to you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out, and leaving a comment. Dude, this is a different... Simi, looking forward to my creative courses. You're interested in it? Oh, well, brother, here, let's take a look at it now. I can show... look, Scott's Thinker's here. He's actually in it already with me. I'll pull it up. Give me one sec. Give me one sec here. I need to start pushing it anyway because it's done. So my school course is called Creation Nexus. Here we go. This is it right here. It's called Creation Nexus. It's on school.com. It is $37 a month. And what it comes with is this blueprint right here. This is a course with 9 lessons, 3 modules that outline this framework I have that walks you through getting a creative project done. So it takes you from how to conceptualize it, how to come up with a scratch page, and then it walks you through outlining your project and keeping it on schedule into actually executing on your project. But that's not the real... and then we have a calendar here where we have weekly work share calls. So every Wednesday night, I need to update that, but every Wednesday night we all get together and we share what we're working on, and we kind of hold each other accountable. We're like, here's my creative project, here's what I'm working on, here's where I'm at on it. And then on top of that, we share progress here. I won't share too much of it because you got to pay to see a lot of this, but we share what we're working on. We share little pieces. Like I've got 3 game developers in there that kind of post updates on the indie game that they're working on. I've got 2 YouTubers in here who just kind of post updates on what they're working on and the progress and stuff they're having. And I have a composer here who posts like music that he's working on and stuff like that. And I want to continue to grow that. I want to... This is, again, like it's a soft launch. I'm going to make a full YouTube video where I really break it down more in depth. And then I'm going to do probably one live stream every week where I just talk about the Creation Nexus. The whole idea about it, though, it's not for everybody. This is not like a self-help course. That's not what this is, or like an entrepreneur thing, or a marketing. This is specifically for people who are super creative, who love to be like involved in a creative project. And the reason is because like that's been my whole life. I've always been about creativity, creation energy, working on projects, project management. So I've always kind of longed to have this kind of hub, this kind of area where I can get together with other creative people and we can just like back and forth workshop our projects, give our feedback and ideas, share our experiences, and that's exactly what this has been. So this has been a huge portion of my work over the last several months, to be honest with you, but the bulk of it was within the last like month and a half, I would say. But I'm super proud of it. I'm super excited about it. And I would love to build it out into a big inner circle community. Once I have enough members, I'm going to have to start doing two. For me, it'll be 2 times a week, 2 calls a week, so that I can account for different time zones and, you know, different people and their different projects. And then at some point, if I get too many members, I'm going to raise the monthly cost. How cool, man. I love that. It will be a gathering place for the community. Yes, a gathering place for a community specifically built around, creativity, creative community. That's the idea. So, you know, it'll be pretty heavily moderated, and I'm not going to be... I will be happy to kick somebody out if they're inhibiting other people's creativity and stuff. But the whole point of it is if you're actively working on some kind of creative project. So if you want to be a YouTuber and you're like trying to build out content, if you want to be an indie game dev and you want somebody who you can share your feedback to, you have a little community here. Be like, here's what I'm working on. What do you think? What would you change? You have a blueprint that kind of like, you can take the blueprint or leave it, but I think it's good stuff. You'll get access to a PDF that walks you through the process just to kind of refer back to. It's been very beneficial even to me, and I'm the one who runs it. But I run it, but I also like share what I'm working on in the group, and I've gotten good feedback. I've gotten feedback of people being like, "Have you tried this? Have you thought about this?" And I've been like, "Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that." And then I've incorporated that feedback into my own. Why is my sticker bent? How'd that happen? And then I've incorporated that into my own project. So that's been super beneficial even to me. That's amazingly impressive. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, so it's specifically for people who are like pursuing a creative project. So if you're a musician and you're working on your album. I already said indie game dev, YouTuber. If you're writing a book, which is really how I got my start. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've always been into creativity. So even I went to college and I got my degree in English with an emphasis on literature. And in that time, I took 4 years of creative writing courses. And then after that, I continued to just learn creative writing, learn creativity, learn project management. You know, even when I was in college, I was in 4 separate honor societies, one of which I was the president of that chapter. I was, you know, it was college. I was a teenager in my early adulthood, but I got really good at project management. I got really good at learning what to do, what not to do, and these little tricks and traps that'll like trick our brain into falling into writer's block or creative burnout. And I've gotten better at managing those things and preventing them from happening. So that's why it's a creative space. That's what I do. I don't do like self-help and entrepreneur. That's not my stuff. I know creativity. I know how to be creative. I know how to stay creative. I know how to avoid burnout and writer's block. Like that's what I do. So now this is a way to like interact with people. It's unfortunately layered under miles of resistance and ADHD. Well, that's the point. That's what I do. I help you get around that. You yourself have a bachelor's degree in contemporary arts degree, in case anyone's curious. Oh, that's cool, man. Great space for all the vote. We've been giving each other excellent advice. Yeah. So this will be nice because it sounds like it'll help you plan your creative process. You currently just kind of create videos while you work on your projects on the fly, but it turns out much better when you can plan it out. Yeah, actually, that's literally exactly it. That's exactly what the Creation Nexus blueprint, this thing right here, is designed to take that kind of wild, untamed creativity and like put it in a refined space where it's like, now I'm making plans. Because that's actually what kills YouTube channels, is just whenever you feel creative or whenever you have it, just putting out random ideas. That will kill projects. So the point of this is to kind of refine it and learn to hone it. So the thing I use, and this is, I'm giving away the material that I charge for, but whatever. You guys are the homies in the live stream. The creativity, like the whole thesis, the whole hypothesis behind this Creation Nexus blueprint is that creativity is actually a mental muscle. It's an emotional muscle. And people don't realize that. So if you think about it like that, what happens if you don't work out? Your muscle atrophies. You still have it, but what happens if you work out too much? Well, then you get burnout, right? You screw up your muscles and you get injuries and stuff. Like burnout and writer's block are actually the result of working out with poor form, which is being creative haphazardly and without direction. That's the equivalent of trying to deadlift with bad form and bending your back. You get an injury. That's burnout. or it's writer's block. So that's the kind of thing that I try to help people get around. You modify and wrench on cars and motorcycles and occasionally do trips and go racing. That's so fire. It would be super cool to have you in the community, though, man. It would be super cool. Because then I would have 3 indie video game devs. I would have 2 YouTubers, and I would have a composer, and I'd have somebody who modifies cars for content. You should, Instagram is really where that kind of content pops off. Again, I'm giving you, this is stuff that I would typically say behind the paywall, but I don't know if you have an Instagram. YouTube, you can do well on that, like the YouTube Shorts, but Instagram is where that really pops off. I would be honing in on YouTube Shorts and Instagram and TikTok, but you may already be doing that. I don't know. Anyways, that's the pitch. You guys got the pitch for this stream. You get it. Let's see if there's any other interest. Did you guys see that they're doing a Batman Arkham Beyond? Oh, the rumor that they're doing a Batman Arkham Beyond game. I talked about this over on my second channel. I don't know if it's real, and I also don't know if I want a Batman Beyond game from Rocksteady after that Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. It's definitely a muscle. Your creativity has slowed down after you had to focus on work and family. Oh yeah, for sure. Jeremy Clarkson. Is it like Top Gear kind of content? For some reason in my head I pictured like Instagram like edits and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I checked your channel out one time and it was like car. I remember it being car stuff for sure. You're also learning guitar right now, and I'm interested in writing songs, even if only for the sake of doing it just for you. Well, that's something I know something about. Like, I do car work, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, reluctantly, like, when I have to. I fucking hate working on cars. I know how, because I grew up poor, and I had to work on cars a lot, and I still have to work on cars. I just recently was changing the transmission fluid on my girlfriend's car, and then I had to change out the serpentine belt, but I hate that. Like, some guys are car guys. I'm not a car guy. I work on cars reluctantly. I just want my car to work, you know? But music is something I am. I am a music guy. I've written many, many songs. Actually, I think my new Crossglaive song came out literally today. I'm pretty sure it did. Let me check Spotify. I'm pretty sure my band's new Crossglaive song came out today. So music is something I could help with. Okay, yeah, it's out on Spotify. Super cool. Actually, no, this came out yesterday. Still, super cool. Grew up poor. How are me and my girlfriend doing now? I'm still... I don't like to say... I'm learning about I am statements and how it affects your brain chemistry. I'm trying to learn how to reframe things in the positive rather than the negative. So what I would say is my girlfriend and I are actively making movements towards better financial wealth and security. Let's say that. What's good? What's up? What's good, Kat? You missed out on the school course pitch. I'll be talking about it incessantly and constantly, so don't worry about that. We're just hanging out, talking news, talking games. I was talking about that Batman Beyond game that's probably going to happen. Great to know. Great that you know how to do it, though, man. Here for advice if you ever need it. I might. I might take you up on that because I find myself doing car work more than I would like. But no, I don't like it. I have some... I'm pretty sure that because the Batman Beyond game, you know about that? It's not announced, but it's being heavily like rumored. A lot of rumors are being like put out there that Rocksteady is currently developing Batman Arkham Beyond or Batman Beyond Arkham, which is supposedly the next Arkham game from Rocksteady that's going to be a Batman Beyond game. But I did a video about this on my second channel. I don't know if I want that. Not that I don't want a Batman Beyond game. I would love a Batman Beyond game. I would love a Batman Beyond game with Arkham Combat. But after seeing Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, I don't know if I want it from Rocksteady. I don't know what the current status of Rocksteady writers is. But I don't want a Batman Beyond game with the dialogue of Suicide Squad. That's what I don't want. Like, they need to get a different writer if they're going to go that route. But yeah, I can't believe you haven't seen that. It's all over the place. It's definitely not for everyone. The maintenance and upkeep is not what I live for. It's the modifying and racing that is the passion. That's what you need to do, man. You need to get yourself a tripod, and you need to film some, like, 30-second, like, racing edits, and then put them to trending audio. And just hammer that. Like, do 2 or 3 of those a week. Like nighttime POV, like, night driving shots. Those do really well. Fortnite Crew is adding Disney Plus as subscription perk. Oh my gosh. That's what I was talking about earlier. I was saying that Genshin Impact and games like that are going to single-handedly destroy the video game industry. Well, actually, let me look. Anyways, to switch up off from me, I just finished all your Killzone videos, and I've really enjoyed them. Killzone is a franchise I love. I was happy to see how much you enjoyed Shadowfall. Dude, I love Shadowfall. I think that was probably either my favorite or my second favorite of the series. I was expecting to hate it, because everybody was always talking down on it. But when I did that series and I got to Shadowfall, I kind of buckled and I was like, okay, here we go. Just get through it. And I played it. I was like, dude, that was awesome. Why do people hate this game? It's so good. What was I? Oh, yeah. Most profitable... I hope it includes mobile games because that's the one I'm trying to make. Rocksteady has fallen off. I hope if they make a new Batman game, it's good so they don't get shut down. Well, they probably have one more chance. Social media is a good place for it. I do share Reels and TikToks, but I really love long-form stuff. I could certainly optimize the social media move more, though. Well, your long-form is where people will go from finding you through the short. That's just the new meta. That's the current meta for content right now. The short form, for content like that wouldn't work for me because I can't. I tried for a while to figure out a way to optimize my long form into short form. It just doesn't work. So I just gave up on that. So now I do that for my second channel instead. Positive side of reviewing games. I think there is so much negativity just to be negative. It's not like the game is perfect. Yeah, I try to do that too. You missed Killzone on PS3. Videos are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Gotcha games make you sick. Well, lock in because I'm about to talk about why gacha games and mobile games in general are going to fucking eradicate the video game industry. All free-to-play games because it's mostly... Yeah, it's all gacha mechanics. Loving the Bond game series, man. Every video has been great. Excited for more of them. Any idea on what games would come next on the channel? Thank you, Papa Burger 64. Yes, actually. Second channel, what is it? It's Evan Prince Plus. It's just short-form little news content. So it's just very low effort. I talk into a camera, talking about news and stuff in the video game industry, and I do it for like 10 minutes, and then I quickly edit it. It's just me talking. It's talking head stuff. Okay, so next on the channel. Normally, I would save this for like members only, like monthly live streams, but I didn't do one this month, so I'm just gonna own up to it. I don't know in what order these will release, okay? But I can tell you what's up next, or at least what I'm planning. 007 First Light comes out in less than a week. That's next week. I am planning to stream that game. I don't know if I'm going to stream all of it or not, but I'm planning to do multiple live streams for 007 First Light. I'm also planning to do a review of it. It won't be like super long, in-depth review or anything like that. It'll probably be 10 to 15 minutes, just my thoughts on First Light. So that's gonna happen, I'm pretty sure. Also, Quake 3. I have been scripting out a video for Quake 3 because, you know, I'm not giving up on this Quake series. I'm pretty sure that doing the Quake games almost killed my channel last year because those videos struggled. But I have to finish it, and I'm almost done. So Quake 3, I'm working on the script for that. It's not going to be as long as the other Quake videos because there's a lot less to talk about. But I've reached out to a very special feature, a guest, to collaborate with me on this one. Very exciting. I won't say who because I can't confirm if it's going to happen or not. But I can confirm that they said they're interested. So huge. I don't know when the Quake 3 video is going to come out. A lot of it's going to have to do with if I can line up this collab, but we'll see. And then, of course, the Bond series. I just did Everything or Nothing, so obviously up next, GoldenEye Rogue Agent, which I have kind of a thing going on, like psychologically, about GoldenEye Rogue Agent. So looking forward to First Light content. So am I. I'm excited about doing First Light. That game looks awesome. You've mentioned you think that Metroid is saturated. I do recall making a video like that on my second channel. Quake 3, you'll be there. Oh yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited just to wrap up the Quake series, to be honest with you. I have really loved and hated that series. I'm really proud of it. I actually think that my Quake 1 and 2 videos are some of the best content on this on this channel. But man, they were hard, man. Those were such difficult videos. I think probably either the Quake 1 or Quake 2 expansion videos were arguably the hardest videos I made on this channel. I've watched as many as I can, and I still want more. I think there's still a hunger for it. You're playing through all the games, and they're so good. Oh, Metroid. You're talking. You think? Okay. I'm probably not doing Metroid anytime soon, if ever. It's I don't really do Nintendo games. I'll tell you something though. It's funny. Way back, early days of the channel, I think within the first year, of having this channel, I was planning to do a video on Metroid Prime 2. I think it's called Echoes. In the early days of the channel, I didn't do like full-on series, so I would just pluck games that looked interesting, and I would do a video. And they didn't necessarily. I wasn't doing them like in order like I do now. I learned that that's kind of the meta, and you have to do that. But at one time, I was planning to do a video on Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, and I played. I want to say I played about 3 or 4 hours of it, getting content for it. And I really liked it, but I didn't have anything to say about it, if that makes sense. And I realized that if I made a video on it, I would just kind of be rehashing a lot of what people have probably already said about it. It was cool. I would definitely play it again. I would definitely go back and finish it. Like, it was fun. It was interesting. It was atmospheric. But I didn't have anything to say. And there's been games like that where I'm like, I like that game, but I have nothing to say about it. That's actually why Sega does what Nintendo don't. Oh my gosh. Sega does what Nintendo don't, indeed. And what Nintendo does is try to sue and send takedown notices to anybody who dares to try to make a fan game. But yeah, there's been games I've wanted to cover, and then either started playing them, or I'll tell you, for a while I was excited about doing a video on Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. I really wanted to do that one. and I played through the entire game. Like, I have the footage, and I even have something of an outline for a script. And I realized I don't know if I can do that video because I just didn't have much to say about it. Like, I loved it. I love that game. And I haven't written off doing that video. I haven't given up on it. But I have shelved it because I started to work on it. I had the full outline of things I was going to talk about and cover. And when I started, I was like, I just don't have anything to say about this game. And so I don't know if I'm going to revisit the Sly Cooper video idea or not. We're just going to have to wait and see. Can understand that personally. I don't like Metroid 2 as much as Original Prime. The 2D games are also great in a different way. I played a lot of, well, not a lot of, but I got to play some Metroid Fusion on GBA as a kid. But that's the only other Metroid experience I have. I've played about 3 or 4 hours of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And then I've probably played like an hour or two of Metroid Fusion on GBA. But that was like probably close to 2 decades ago. If not over. Let's see, I'm 30 now, so that's probably when I was like 8 or 9. Something like that. Anyways, back to gacha games. Oh my gosh. Alright, so here is the problem, guys. Do you... Okay, what do I've got 11 people watching. I want everybody, without looking it up, to put an estimated guess of how much money you think Monopoly Go made in just 2025. A game that's existed for years. So, no overhead. No cost of development. Right? You don't have to pay out millions and millions of dollars. So, all profit. How much money do you guys think that Monopoly Go made in 2025? Do I have any guesses? I'll give a couple of minutes to just any number. Just put in a number of how much money you think Monopoly Go. Okay, I see Dizzy says $1 billion. I'll give another couple of minutes. Who else? Does anybody else want to guess how much money Monopoly Go made in 2025? A game that cost them nothing except the cost of however much they have to pay to keep it on the App Store, which I imagine is next to nothing. No massive development costs or companies. $500 million. Okay, I see Katyusha saying $500 million. Any more? I'll wait for one more. I'll wait to see one more guess. I don't know if you guys know what Monopoly Go is, but it's just this cute little board game version of Monopoly on your phone. I've played it. It's been years, but I've played it. Probably cost them... I'm going to be generous and say... This is a generous guess. I think it's probably less than that, but I think it's probably way less than this. But I'm going to be generous and say it maybe cost them $10 million to develop. It's got to be a lot if the overhead is so low. I'm waiting for one more guess. If you're in the chat, punch in a guess of how much you think Monopoly Go made in 2025. Tenkaichi 2 music going hard in the background, bro. Oh, that's cool. Omega just launched a Bond-themed watch. That's neat. Anybody else? I might not be able to wait for a guess. Nobody else might have a guess. Okay, I don't think anybody else is going to guess. I'll just tell you. Okay. Because I want to get to my point here. Monopoly Go, in the year 2025, made $2.2 billion. You'll pull the Price is Right on this $1 bomb. Okay, so there are games. Monopoly Go probably cost them $10 million or less to make, and it made them $2 billion just last year. That game's been on the App Store for years. Which means if it made them $1 billion last year, that is one of the most profitable things I've ever seen. Hey guys, you're here. Can you explain what this is? Welcome to the stream, Real Tomato. I'm just hanging out, talking to chat, looking at video game news. We're talking about how profitable mobile games are. You thought $1 billion was high? Nah. You were 50% off. You were half off. $2.2 billion. Now here's the problem. All right, I'm gonna speed run this a little bit for you. Underneath Monopoly Go, and this is just for 2025. I have to emphasize that this is not lifetime profit. This is 1 year. This is 1 year money. Here is the fucking problem, because under Monopoly Go is Honor of Kings at 1.8 billion. Under that is Royal Match at 1.4 billion. Under that is Roblox at 1.1 billion. PUBG Mobile 1.5 billion. Candy Crush 1 billion. Whiteout Survival 1 billion. These mobile games cost pennies to make compared to AAA, high budget, massive AAA games, right? This is why all of these executives are like wanting to shove their head through a wall, because they see how much money can be made from just shitty little gotcha games. And they're like, why are we trying to like kill ourselves funding these massive high budget art projects for hundreds of millions of dollars that are only going to make, a few $100 million back? It's 11:17. Can you please go to bed? No, you have to stay. Monopoly is making more than Roblox. It's making almost double Roblox. But of course it is, because Roblox is associated with kids, but everyone will play Monopoly. Monopoly Go is that kind of high accessible product that every company wants. The reason why the edgy, cool, badass games that we like get more and more and more accessible is because every company really just wants Monopoly Go. They want a product that they can pay $10 to make and then receive $10 billion just for like having on the market. That's the dream. Monopoly Go is the dream. B-Man99, what's up? Welcome to the stream, man. Ghost Fixter, welcome. I'm currently ranting about how black-pilled I am on the future of the video game industry, because high effort, cool, AAA, artistic games cost hundreds of millions of dollars to produce, and then they'll only make a few $100 million back in profit. But Monopoly Go made $2.2 billion just in 1 year last year, 2025. So this is kicked off because of this fucking article I read from Square Enix. Let me show you guys this. For the new people who just joined into the chat, this is why I'm ranting about this. Is because the B-Man99 is. Hey man, whoa! Why are you joining as a member? You're already a patron. You're double dipping, bro. I mean, happy to take your money. I'm happy to take your money. Like why are you joining up as a member, man? You already give me monthly support on Patreon, brother. Hang on. Dude, I'm gonna feel fucking I know it's only like $1 or $2, but I'm gonna feel fucking terrible if you were double paying and you're receiving the same content. And I do now green like the money. Okay, but if you're gonna be a monthly member, man, maybe don't be a patron. Dude, I'm gonna feel fucking terrible if you're double paying, man. I don't feel great about that, brother. I mean, it's your choice. Wish you could, but you're broke. Look, you guys don't have to give me anything, all right? That's not the point. Just hang out with me and chat. That's all we need. I appreciate the support. It helps a lot. Thank you, but that's not how it's like. I would rather God will take care of me financially, all right? I appreciate you guys. If you want to support me, do it because you love the content, you know? Spending $50 million to make the best games and being happy. The game makes $300 million plus. Dude, I missed that too. What was I saying? Oh yeah, for those of you just joining, this article made me crash out about it because this is the CEO of Square Enix, where he said that, listen to this shit. They have failed to bring popular IPs such as Final Fantasy to new generations and okay, this is where I stopped in my head because I was like, what are you talking about? The Final Fantasy VII Remake is killing it. Those games are doing really well. People love them. They're critically well received except for a few diehard loyalists to the original. They're financially profitable. And then I saw the next line, failed to bring IPs such as Final Fantasy to new generations by truly embracing the live service model. And then he goes on to lament that MiHoYo made Genshin Impact instead of Square Enix. So this whole article, and then he shows their profit margins. He shows their stock prices. So this whole article is the CEO of Square Enix being like, fuck, why are we making like art? Why are we making like art and video games? We should be making predatory gacha games and really getting that money. That's what he's bitching about. I want to not violently shake this dude's hand is what I want to do. All I can do is like and subscribe. Should you do it? Yes, Real Tomato, you should do that. That you should do. You should like the stream. You should subscribe to the channel. And then, Real Tomato, you should go watch the backlog of all of my videos. It's free. It's beneficial because my videos slap. And it helps me. Everyone wins. Do it real. Evan deserves all the likes in the world for his amazing content. Brother, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I got more content on the way, like I was saying earlier. And don't worry, I'm going to shill for my own product at the end of this stream again. I spent like 10 minutes talking about my paid school community. So I'm going to shill my financial community here later. But it's so depressing to see articles like this, man. I think Square Enix is so used to being slow that it can't imagine what life would be like if it acted fast. There's a lot of internal red tape. The CEO's job is to make a decision and cut that red tape so innovation flourishes. He's talking about gacha games, dude. He's talking about making more highly accessible, predatory microtransaction slop with Final Fantasy characters in it. Couldn't agree. Thank you, Dizzy. You just did it. Let's go. Real Tomato, now a real Evan Prince subscriber. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on on Facebook. I like to double dip for you, but all right, man. Look, I'm not going to tell you not to give me money, but I am going to try to bring you quality content. Something I was talking about earlier is that I got some sick videos on the way. Quake 3 video is in the works, being scripted. GoldenEye Rogue Agent video in the works, being scripted. And then, of course, 007 First Light content coming at you next week when the game drops. Streams, probably a review. Square Enix is becoming another of those trend-chasing publishers. They're all going to do that because why would you spend $300 million to make $600 million, which is double your money, when you could spend $10 million to make $2 billion? Now, granted, that's not something anyone can do. That's Monopoly Go specifically because it's so accessible. But there's like 5 or 6 different gacha games that make billions of dollars a year, and they cost a fraction of what like God of War Ragnarok costs, right? So a lot of these publishers are like, why are we spending so much money to make these games that are not even in the same genre of the games that make money, like real money? It makes me want to throw up thinking about it. Games as art is going to be killed, and it's going to be killed by AI and gotcha game live service microtransaction chasing trends. All right, I've heard people say before that indie made video games are going to be the future of the industry, but I would wager they're going to become a completely different industry in their own right. I think AAA games are going to swallow themselves whole trying to make gotcha live service slop. And a gotcha AI made live service slop. And it's going to work because people are just going to pour their money into a shitty little AI generated gotcha live service game. And you're only going to get like expressions of human emotion and art in video game form from indie games that are developed by 1 to 10 people and that barely make a profit. We gotta believe that another Capcom miracle may happen. They're doing what they want, still making more money than ever. I'm pretty sure I saw recently that Capcom wasn't satisfied with some of their more recent remake sales. And it's not because they're selling worse, it's because even Capcom is looking at other games that cost half of what it costs to make the games they make and making triple the money. Your internet's running short, you're on mobile data, sorry. No big deal, brother. Oh, man. I feel like I crash out every stream, but it's because I read stuff like this that just causes me to lose my mind, dude. I'm all about... I wouldn't say I'm all about, but I sympathize with a company needing to make money. Completely get it. But this is actually the problem when a company exists for too long. Because then, after 10 to 12 years, you have a new CEO, you have new executives whose primary concern is not like the passion and the art and the expression of the product they're making, but in growing the company. And it's hard to grow a company based on the principles it was founded on if the person who founded it on those principles has left the company. So what you end up with is Jacob Navik here being like, okay, how do you logically take company and make company more money? Who cares what we started with? How can we make more money? I can't even blame him. Why would he give a shit about Final Fantasy? He didn't make Final Fantasy. He probably wasn't even involved in the development of any Final Fantasy games. Maybe he was, but I know he didn't make the original Final Fantasy for sure. Probably didn't make any of them. I'm pretty sure they're all made in Japan, and this dude does not look Japanese. Could be wrong. Let me see. Nope, that guy is not Japanese. So why would he give a fuck if they skinned Final Fantasy alive and plastered the de-skinned dead corpse of the franchise he had no hand in making over a gacha game to make money? That's his job. That's what he's there to do. Is skin alive the products that were made with passion and turn them into money-making products. That's literally his job. So it's not really fair for me to be mad. He doesn't care. He didn't make the game. He wasn't there when Final Fantasy was being developed. Why should he care? The real question is, should companies just be mandated to die after a certain amount of years? Should we just have legislation that says if a company exists for 15 years or more, it must be immediately liquidated back into the economy? I feel like that would solve a lot of our problems. I feel like if Google would have been forced to liquidate after 15 years, and like Facebook and stuff, like I feel like if they would have been forced to liquidate and then like reassemble from scratch over and over again like Sisyphus, we wouldn't have like AI and stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm obviously not like fully serious. Maybe a little. It just seems like when a company's been around for a certain amount of time and when they've grown to a certain size, they just become a menace to human society. But big corporations are trying to buy their way into indie games to keep pushing their trash. Alright, we can't black pill, guys. That's not what I do. We have to remember the indomitable will of the human spirit. These are not black pill streams. We do not come here to... I always say you get one. right? I always say you get one. So when you see something like this, you get one crash out or one like black pill for this topic. And next time you bring it up, you have to approach it from what can be done, what's the optimistic side, how do we appreciate the positive and the indomitable will of the human spirit and the infinite power of Christ. Like, we got to stay posy, guys. Like, you get one because it's probably healthy to observe reality and be like, yo, this is messed up. But after that, it has to grow. It has to ascend beyond that, you know? It's like in Dragon Ball Z. Anytime you'd see Vegeta lose, he would go stand on a cliff and stare at the sky and kind of throw a temper tantrum. But after that, he'd be like, all right, I just have to train harder. We got to be like that. We got to be like that. We got to be like, have your crash out, stare at the sky, stand in the rain, scream and be angry, then start trying to figure out how to train harder and ascend. No doom scrolling, persevere. That's right. You just hit 1K subs on your end and made your first 100 from YouTube. Yo, that's fucking sick, dude. See, that's white pill. That's good. That's what we need. We need some of that. That's awesome. I didn't even know you made content. I really should have checked that. Let me go look at that. What kind of content do you make, dude? Also, big congratulations. We're kind of, in a weird way, co-workers because we're both YouTube partners. Okay, I see. I'm not really sure exactly what kind of content this is that you're making. I see a couple vlogs, some gameplay. Is it your shorts? Is that where you're really hitting it hard? Okay, I see a lot more shorts content. This is where you're getting your views, it looks like. You must have had a video pop off. You've just stepped away and delved into classic systems, Atari 7800 and PlayStation 1 games. Lots of affordable options, and you get to visit memory lane. What have you been playing? What's like the last PS1 game you played and the last Atari 7800 game you played? Tell you what, B-Man, I will subscribe to your channel. Here you go. I'm subbed. I didn't even know you made content. But I think that this could be advice, take it or leave it. But I think this could be optimized because you're already a partner, you're making money. I think you could really optimize this into something potentially life-changing. I will share with you. My paid school course community. And see if it strikes your fancy. I was going to shill that later. Completely optional. Not trying to blackpill more. Keep your eyes on what you buy so you don't think you're helping the little guy, but it's the big guy. True. Yeah. There's some things that's unavoidable. Like, you can barely exist in the modern world without a smartphone. You kind of have to have one. Like, you don't have to have one, but the amount of additional effort you're putting on yourself to survive without one is almost like it's just not worth it. But every time you purchase a smartphone, you are purchasing a product from an exploitive, corrupt mega corporation that abuses people in other countries for its materials. So, you know, I'm not saying those things are okay, but just it's best, you know, you want to be careful about morally grandstanding on what products you do or don't buy, because you can't not support evil companies and also survive in the modern world. It's brutal. Full-time student at trade school, so you haven't been uploading as much due to that. Looking forward to daily uploads again after that. Fuck, dude, that's so cool. What trade? What do you do? Full-time student at trade school. We could probably work that into your content. I'm just saying. What, like welding or like medical? You fought the internet demons, now you're going to spend the rest of the day on my stream. You don't have to thank me. Well, I'm actually going to end the stream here pretty soon, so we'll save you that data, but I'm I'm in the HVAC technician. Let's go, dude. I actually know a guy who owns an HVAC company, so that's pretty cool. I've heard it's lucrative, but I don't know. Hard work. Good stuff, though. Very cool. All right, it is past 1, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shill for my school course one more time for anyone interested, and then after that, we'll call it a stream. So if you don't want to get sold to, leave now. 3 certifications, type 1. Oh, you're a Californian. That's cool, man. I hope they pay you guys well out for HVAC services out there. All right, so I did a much longer one earlier, so I'm going to keep this one short. 11:30, you'll have to go to bed by 12. All right, totally cool. This is my school.com classroom. This is a paid thing, so you're being sold to. Just disclaimer. This is mine. I built this. I've been working on it for the last several months. This is the Creation Nexus community and blueprint. It is a inner circle community of creatives, creative people. And what we do is we come together once a week and have video call meetings. We share what we're working on. We give and get. We offer and receive feedback on the stuff we're working on. So right now I have 3 indie game developers in here. I have 2 other YouTubers, 3 including myself, and I have a musician, a composer who is in here, and we share the music we're working on. We share the videos and the game assets and stuff. We offer feedback. We have a back and forth, and essentially it is a community based around the idea of accountability and getting your project started from start to finish. So that's what this Creation Nexus blueprint is right here. This is my own original idea. It's 9 lessons total, 3 modules, so module 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and these are just videos that walk you through my own creative process that starts with conceptualizing an idea for a project, then moves into outlining the idea for that project, then goes into what it looks like to execute on the idea. And I've been using this method for every project I've ever worked on or made. And it, of course, comes with a PDF that outlines what that looks like. It's soft launched right now. I have not done what I'm calling a hard launch, which is officially announce it, put the links in my social media stuff. I have not done that yet, so you guys are kind of getting a little... It's out, it's available, but it's not... I haven't plugged it in any major videos or anything yet, but it's not like a self-improvement course or anything like that. It is specifically made to cultivate creatives. Again, specifically, I went to school for creative writing for 4 years. I've been through 4 years of creative writing classes. I have a bachelor's degree in English with an emphasis on literature. I've been creating for a while. You're down to sub to that? Well, before you do that, you're already paying me 2 different ways, so, you know, just consider it is $37 a month. And what you get is you get access to these 9 lessons, you get access to the PDF blueprint, and then you get access to the community. We currently are meeting once a week every Friday. It's been really, really beneficial for me because I also receive feedback from the community. I have several people like Scott Thinker who have said it's been beneficial to them. And it's all about creativity. It's all about getting your projects made, but that's what I do. I do project management and creativity. You don't understand a word of what I just said? Well, I don't know how to phrase it differently. Got to pay you 3 ways now. Dude, I'm gonna feel bad. I gotta force knock you out of some of the other ones, but it's only like it's supposed to be beneficial to you, right? So, like the Patreon stuff, that's if people want to support the content. But this, you know, don't join this unless you think it's gonna be beneficial to you. So, like the only way you would benefit from this is if like you're like all in on your YouTube, not all in, but if you want to get feedback for how you can refine your YouTube to better appeal to demographics, like it's that kind of thing. Like you'd be like, I'm thinking about doing videos on X, Y, and Z, and then one of us, either me or one of the other YouTubers would look at that and we'd be like, okay, so what's your plan for this video? Who is your demographic? Who do you want to watch your channel? That kind of thing. You would hang out if you weren't shy. Ghost Fixer, well, again, this isn't just like a community to hang out. It is a community with intention. So specifically, like I even say in one of the videos, it's like, if you're paying monthly and you join, and I don't think like you're getting value out of it, or you're like pursuing a creative project, it's not just like a thing, because you can just hang out with me on live streams. Like, this is if you're like, okay, I have this book that I want to write. You know, let's say you wanted to write a book, a fiction novel, or something along those lines. That's what this is for. Give me some money. I'm broke, RN. Well, I can't help you with that, brother, but I'm trying to make some money. I ain't trying to give it away, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. So if I see that, I'm probably going to like have a one-on-one with you and be like, okay, you know, I don't want to just take your money. So if you're in the course and you're paying me monthly and you're not like working on a project, I'm probably going to say you should not be, that money should be spent on you, not me. The only reason you should be here is if you are working on something. It could be a musical album, it could be a book, it could be a YouTube channel, it could be an indie video game, it could be an architecture project. But the point is that throughout the week, you upload your ideas, you receive feedback for them. Don't tell Star Wars Theory, but you're my favorite YouTuber. Well, you know I work with, I'm his editor. So if you go to Star Wars Theory's channel right now, almost all of the videos on there for the last half a year have been edited by me. So you're kind of seeing me even if you watch Star Wars Theory. I don't know if you knew that or not, but... Here, I can show you. No, Star Wars Theory doesn't watch my streams. So yeah, edited by me, edited by me, edited by me, me. Partially me. I don't do all of them. He does a lot of his own editing still. He's that kind of guy. But I am his primary editor. Like, you're an honest guy. Thanks, Dizzy. I appreciate that. Well, you know, I kind of have to be. You know, I wear, this isn't like an accessory. I actually am a Christian, which comes with not only an obligation, but a desire to be Christ-like. And scripturally, it's okay to make money. It's okay to sell products and charge for it, but it is not okay to chase money, to exploit people. Like, that's why I try to really emphasize this. Like, I want people in the course because to give them value. I don't want people in the course to extract money from them. It's not like I can't be that kind of person. It literally goes against my religion. One of these days, I don't know, maybe we'll see. Okay, I think we're coming up on the end of the stream, fellas. I'll give it another couple of minutes just to have any final thoughts or whatever. And this, you know, it's only been soft launched. I'll start plugging it more aggressively. Probably next month, so you guys are kind of getting early insight. But I am trying to grow that. I am trying to get some people in there and help them out. Christian yourself, God saved your life 10 years ago when you were suicidal. I owe Christ everything. Amen, brother. Amen. Always capitalize that G in God, though. Great power, great responsibility. True. It's that Spider-Man mantra. Yeah, we all owe Christ everything, even if we don't know it. But yeah, love to hear it. Great guy, love the stream. Even though I was here for 40 minutes, I'll now have to go. Bye, take care. All right, well, we'll see you in a different one, man. Have a great night. It's about time for me to also go. All right. Had 3 days off finally. Ghost Fixer, I have not seen you in any recent streams, so it's really great to see you again. I always appreciate seeing your name in there because you're an OG. I know you're an OG. I've been seeing you in videos and on channels for like 2 or 3 years now. So every time I see you, I'm like, that's my boy. I say this every stream. It's a running joke at this point, but I'm always trying to stream more. So next week, 007 First Light comes out. God willing, we're going to get multiple good streams out of that one. I'm really excited to play 007 First Light and see what that's like. I'm excited to review it. It's going to be a good time. I hope you guys show up for that. I'll probably stream before then, maybe several times. But as always, it's been fantastic. Always appreciate you guys tuning in. And I'm going to go prepare some food for myself because I'm getting hungry. Then I got gym later, so God bless everyone. Have a great night.